right, ladies and gentlemen. Good afternoon, good afternoon, good afternoon. Welcome back to the session. Welcome back, everyone. It is 4 minutes after 3 on a Tuesday afternoon. Welcome back to the trading room, live trading room, TD Markets Academy. I'm looking at the chat. It is fire. All right, we've got Baticles, we've got Tanya, we've got AV Trader, we've got someone new. I don't know how to pronounce the name, but hey, look, we welcome you. Good afternoon. Dr. Ahmad in the house. Another new person, I assume. Welcome. We've got Monkeyzar FX. Welcome back, guys. I'm gonna be doing this session. You guys were with Ash in the morning and at 12 p.m. right? What a super fire session you guys had there, right? So I'll be doing this one until further notice. I'm kidding. Ash is gonna be back with you guys, all right? So yeah. So I hope you guys are having a good trading week so far. Yeah, the markets are moving. I was with you guys last week. We had a look at some charts, some setups. I showed you guys what I'll be watching out for. All right, what I'll be watching out for. So we're gonna go over that. But before we get started, remember, if you wanna sign up for a live account with us, our website is tdmarkets.com. The link is on the chat right now. Just scroll up, you'll find the link. All right, that is tdmarkets.com. Sign up for a quick, or rather the process is very quick and simple. All right. We do have education. All right. Our TD Markets Academy. The link is on the chat also. Many of you guys have inquired about this, where to go after and so forth and so on. So let me just start by just briefly talking about what's happening here. Our academy is now live. All right, all the three phases are live. We are just obviously getting people in at the moment. So if you have received an email and you have gone over the entry courses there, all right, you should receive another email very soon. All right, our phase 2 sessions are gonna be live very soon. So people are still getting in. So when you get into this website and you don't have an account, the first thing to do is to click on Start Today, right? Start Today, open up an account. When you click on that button, it's going to take you to this page where you can just fill in the form, open up an account. After that, if you click on Educational Suite, all right, we've got some ebooks there. All right, the beginner, you can download the beginner ebook and the intermediate ebook. The advanced ebook is coming, right? You can download these ones for now, go through them, and then you can also then start your beginner entry course and your intermediate entry course, right? Once you're done with everything here, then we are gonna see on the back end, right? And then we are then gonna send you an email to start your phase 2. So that's how things are gonna work now. Start your phase 2. But now before that, right? Before that, this also has videos, pre-recorded videos for you to watch for phase 1. So our phase 1 has pre-recorded videos for you to watch. So everything is on the email. we are busy sending out emails, of course, right? So the new emails you're gonna get will have a link to watch the pre-recorded videos, right, for phase 1. So phase 1 comes with ebooks. It also comes with pre-recorded phase 1 videos before you go to phase 2. Phase 2 is a live mentorship. So phase 1 is not a live mentorship. Phase 2 is a live mentorship. So before you get there, you need to complete everything here first, right? That's how we get the guys in. Yeah. So very easy, quick, and simple process. All right. So let's get right into it, guys. We have been looking at the charts. We've been going through the charts. All right. Let me see. Standing by, definitely. Ipiana. Oh, okay. So it's Ipiana. Ipiana, welcome to the session. Welcome to the session, Ipiana. All right. Great stuff. So guys, let's get right into it. There are some setups we've been keeping a very close eye on last week, right? I showed you guys Nasdaq, you know, what I'm looking for on Nasdaq and what I'm looking for on US 30. We went over GBP AUD, and I think we might have gone over Euro AUD as well, because this is where I'm holding my positions, right? So I still have Euro Pound. Euro Pound is not done. I still have Euro Pound. I've got Nasdaq. We spoke about Nasdaq. We're gonna go over that again. US 30, we spoke about it. We're gonna go over that. I told you guys about GBP AUD. We're gonna go over that, and Euro AUD. All right. So let's have a look at what happened on Nasdaq and US 30, guys. All right. Before we get to Nasdaq, look at US 30. This is exactly what we spoke about last week. All right. We said, look, US 30 is gonna go up. It is gonna go up. The formation is done. So this formation is complete. So when the market got back down here, the formation was done, right? So probabilities were high that here the market will start doing this. Probabilities were high and go back to this high, and go back to that high. All right. It was a nice simple trade. Although the trade actually formed down here, right? But at least there was an entry on the breakout as well. I don't know if you guys saw it. We spoke about this one, okay? So if you look at US 30, guys, the trend has always been bullish, as you know, especially if you're looking at the daily time frame structure. This is the daily time frame structure, right? It has always been bullish. So when things are like this, right, I prefer to swing the impulses. So the idea last week was that we are waiting for price to come back down here, right? There was a possibility that it could still go all the way down here. It could still go all the way down there. All right, the possibility was there. So so it went there, and then from there on, at any point around this area, all right, probabilities were high that we're gonna get this push towards the upside. Why? Because that low is what completed this formation. That formation. There we go. All right. So this was a simple flag pattern, a bullish flag. The impulse went up. Give us new structure, then came down correcting, and then now we broke towards the upside. All right. Yeah. So at the moment, the setup is actually done. Since price got back to that high, the setup is actually done. All right. But the trend is still bullish, so we can still expect price to push towards the upside, but the setup is done there. So moving forward, like I said, it is still bullish. Let me just do this. It is still bullish, right? So moving forward, we need a new cycle now. So we don't have a cycle on this one. All right, we don't have a cycle. We need a new cycle now. So we need to wait for the new cycle to form. At least if you are looking at the daily structure, the 4-hour structure, right? So we need a new high to form. We've got the break of structure that formed right there. We've got the break of structure. So price is most likely going to create new structure there. Once it does that, once it creates new structure, then we're either gonna get another correction at some point, and then a continuation, right? At some point you're gonna get a correction and a continuation, unless this completely changes the trend. You see that? Unless it completely reverses everything. But you look at the month, you look at the, even the monthly time frame. Look at the monthly time frame. You see that? The monthly time frame are still bullish. right? So I wouldn't, my focus would be buying this market, right? Although on the lower time frames, like your 15 minutes, you can still get some sells if the structure is bearish. Like for instance, during this time, the structure was bearish during this time, right? So if you were looking at the lower time frames, you would have definitely gotten a sell here until price broke towards the upside. So at the moment, what's happening now? The structure is now bullish on all the time frames. If you look at all the time frames, the structure is bullish. So the idea would be to wait for a continuation of this trend, right? At least that's what I'm looking for. So this is how we're looking, right? This is how things are looking at the moment. There's nothing pretty much here unless we get some new structure to form, and then from there we will then look for a continuation towards the upside. So this is how US 30 is looking. I don't know if you guys saw it. We spoke about this on last week. The whole of last week we spoke about this. I'm not sure if you guys saw it. If you saw it, then you should be in a trade. You should be in a trade. All right. And then Nasdaq, this is what Nasdaq is doing. This is what Nasdaq is doing. All right. I told you guys I'm looking for a buy on Nasdaq. All right. I told you guys I'm looking for a buy on Nasdaq, and what Nasdaq is doing basically is this. This is what Nasdaq is doing here. Right? It's just looking for a higher low. So the question is this our higher low? That's the question now. That's the $1 million question. Is that the higher low? Are we going to continue are we going to now start the impulse? Have we started the impulse? That's the question now, all right? But the weekly and the monthly structure is still bullish. You see that? This is the weekly structure, still bullish. So I've just been interested in buying Nasdaq. All right. Did you guys see it? I'm not seeing anyone commenting. Yeah, that's worrying me now. Yeah, that is a worry. All right. So let's see. So Nasdaq, what can we expect moving forward? All right. So if you look at Nasdaq from the weekly structure, guys, right? The weekly structure is still bullish. So now what price is doing right now is that the question is this a higher low? That is the question. All right. Is that a higher low? That is the question right there. Because now if that's a higher low, then we should get a continuation of the trend. We should get this towards the upside. So that's where we start. Is this a higher low? So at this point, right, I'm going to take it as a higher low until it proves me otherwise, until the market goes back down. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to take this as a higher low until the market proves me wrong and goes back down. Okay? So now, which means my thought process is I'm anticipating that we're going to go back to this high. We're going to go back to that high. That's what I'm anticipating. If that's a higher low, we're going to go back to that high. So what does this mean? It means my focus is to buy Nasdaq, is to continue buying Nasdaq. That's my focus. I'm not interested in selling it. I'm just interested in buying Nasdaq. All right. So now, what we spoke about last week is that looking for a break of a channel. I think I showed you guys a channel like this. Yeah, I think I might have shown you guys a channel that if we get a break of this channel, then probabilities will be higher that we're going to go up should we get a break of this channel, because we are taking this as a higher low. All right. So now the channel broke, came back for some retests. Look at that. Came back for some retests, and now we're going up. So this was another opportunity we spoke about the last time. Yeah, definitely. All right. So now where it is right now, right? Because this high, this low here, I'm taking this low as a higher low, right? That means anticipation is that we're anticipating price to go up. So which means our focus is just buying the market. So now what I'm looking for is just continuations, right? We get a correction, looking for a buy. Another correction, I'm looking for a buy. That's basically what I'll be looking for. So the next time it corrects, I'm going to be looking for a buy to continue the trend. It repeats the same thing because this is the trend already. This is the uptrend already. You see this? This is the uptrend already. So with the uptrend, we know it's what? Higher highs and higher lows. All right. So which means if it corrects, then looking for this. Looking for that towards the upside. You see how it is? Yeah, so this is how Nasdaq is looking. So, but first we need to break this first because there is some strong resistance here. We need to break this first. Should we break this, then we know we are going to the next resistance, which is this one. There's a very strong resistance here. All right, we break this one, we're gonna go to the next one. So yeah, we have these two which could cause a bit of a problem. We'll have to wait and see. We've got these two. All right, yeah, so this is how I'm looking at US Nasdaq. So US 30 has gone up. The setup is done actually on this one. We're just looking for a new structure to form. And then Nasdaq has the potential to go all the way up to that high, unless at some point it changes and comes back down, unless that happens. But as it is now, it has the potential to go all the way to that high. You see how it is? So yeah, so I'm bullish on Nasdaq. All right, bullish on Nasdaq. And then we've got GBP AUD. Have you guys been looking at GBP AUD? My goodness, GBP AUD. We have been talking about this. We've been talking about this, and then I told you guys that there's a huge potential that we're gonna go all the way down to this low. All right, so the analysis is the same as the previous one. And before I continue, let me just do this. Before I continue, before I continue, remember guys, right, those that have already completed the entry courses, and you have your ebooks here, you can download your ebook here, right? Download your ebook here. If you don't have an account, you can start by click on start today. Right, click on start today to sign up for an account, right? You won't be able to get into phase 2 if you don't have an account. So you need to put funds in the account as well, right? And then if you already completed this, there's an email that's coming your way. But in the meantime, you can download our beginner ebook, our intermediate ebook, right? In the meantime, the advanced one is coming very soon. So beginner ebook, intermediate ebook. All right, and just wait for the email. The phase 2 sessions are gonna start once you receive the email for phase 2. All right, so there's plenty of you guys that have already gone through this. So the email for phase 2, once you get it, then phase 2 is gonna start. All right, so GBP AUD, guys. Let's have a look at GBP AUD. Let's have a look at GBP AUD, right? GBP AUD. Now look what it has done. I'm liking what it has done because the last time from these highs, right, I've been telling you that this thing is going to go all the way down from those highs, right? It broke up again, but now it went down. So now it seems like it has created a lower high. So when it went down, after it broke out of this, right? Remember, from the daily time frame, we have been anticipating this to be a lower high, right? The trend is bullish here. The trend is bullish. So from this point of view, we have been anticipating that we're going to get a lower high and price is going to take us to the lower low, right? It's just simple structure, guys. This is just simple structure, right? Simple structure or market structure, right? So now look what happened. So price broke out of this consolidation, and give us a new low, right? As it was going up here, we mentioned that it could go up to the demand supply zone, and this was the supply zone here, right? Supply and demand. So it went back to the supply zone, and then from there it's pushing down. This supply zone, you will notice that it is in confluence with the Fibonacci, the 61.8. If you look at that 61.8 Fibonacci there, you'll notice that's where the rejection happened together with the supply zone. So that offers us a, confluence, which means probabilities are high that we're going to get a push towards the downside. Confluence. All right. So now, since this is a lower high, you see how we have a high and then a lower high. So since that's a lower high, where is the market going? It's coming back to this lower low. Right there. It's going back to that lower low. You see how it is? So we've got a lower high. So that's your impulse down. That's your correction. Now we are trading in an impulse down. So minimum, it's coming back down here. So which means the focus here is this. Before it even goes all the way down here. The focus is basically this first. That's the focus. All right. So this has the potential to do this, guys. Unless somewhere, somehow it changes because of whatever, but it has the potential to do this. But we're going to take it one step at a time. For now, this is the first step. Here. The first step. Right here. All right. Great stuff. So we have broken out of this mini structure. We are creating new structure now. So yeah, we are coming back down here. So this was a fib trade basically. If you had your Fibonacci drawn like this, right, this would have helped you project how far the correction might go, right? So 61.8, that's where price went. It bounced on 61.8. So this was basically a fib trade for me. And then from there, boom, we go down. All right. Yeah, so from here on, guys, the focus for me on GBP AUD is to continue looking for sells. All right. So just need like corrections to form. corrections to form. Like for instance, there was an opportunity on this correction. There was an opportunity on this correction here, right? The next time it corrects, there is going to be another opportunity as well. So yeah, so that's what I'm looking for. It continues to correct. I'm going down with it. I'm going down with it. All right. So yeah, so GBP AUD, I'm watching this carefully. I'm watching this closely. So US 30 Nasdaq GBP AUD, and then Euro AUD. Right, Euro AUD. We briefly spoke about this one. We touched on it sometime last week, but not as much as GBP AUD, right? But the structure was also bearish here. I remember when I spoke about this, we spoke about price first going up to the 1561.8, and then from there, around this area, we anticipating price to go down, right? Why? Because the structure has changed towards the downside. So when price broke, when price was going up here, right? When price was going up, you will notice that this was a bullish structure, all right? So then it broke out of this channel. It ended up breaking the previous structure there, the previous higher low, right there. So what do we have now here? We've got a lower low. We've got a lower low, right? So the outlook here was that any move towards the upside, we anticipating this to form a lower high because of this lower low that we got here. Any move towards the upside, we anticipate this to form a lower high, unless it goes up to break this high, right? Unless it goes all the way up to break that high, then it would have given us a different outlook, a different structure altogether. But because of this lower low, we are changing from a bullish structure to a bearish structure. So any movements towards the upside, we're anticipating this to form, right? So that we can then look for sell opportunities. All right. So we have the lower high there. We've got the lower high there. This also did what GBP AUD did as well, right? It went back here again. It went back there again and then bounced, right? Many people can have different interpretations. Some people can say this was a false break. Some people can say it went back to grab liquidity because this was a liquidity pool. So it went back to grab liquidity. We can have a lot of interpretations of what's happening, right? It doesn't mean that we are wrong. No, you're not wrong. I mean, if you know this as a false break, then it's a false break. If you know this as a liquidity sweep, it's a liquidity sweep. You're right. But for me, it didn't matter whether it was a false break, liquidity sweep, because for me, it was a retracement, a rejection on the 61.8 of the Fibonacci. More than anything, it was a bounce on the 61.8 there. So whether this bounce turns into liquidity and then sweeps liquidity, whatever, then it's all good. But the 61.8 was very important here for me. All right. So now from here, so seems like we have formed our lower high. So according to structure, where are we going? We are going back to the lower low now, according to structure, right? Anticipating whatever is going to happen for price to go down to the lower low. Go down to this lower low first, right? So yeah, and then if it breaks this lower low, then we have the lower low of the bigger structure, which is here. The lower low of the bigger structure, right there. Right? It's all market structure, guys. It's all market structure here. all market structure. All right. Yeah. So what's this? Euro AUD. Euro AUD. This is where we are. This is where we are. We might get a retest and then go back down again on this one. All right. So for me, GBP AUD, looking for downside, looking for more downside. All right. We spoke about this last week. Remember, Euro AUD also looking for more downside. We spoke about this last week as well, looking for more downside. There could be a retest of this. Price might actually go back up to retest this before it goes back down. We'll have to wait and see. All right, we'll have to wait and see. But yeah, just looking for some downside on this one. All right. And yeah, and then from there, we also spoke about the dollar pairs. I'm not in any trade on the dollar. I've just been observing the dollar this week. All right, we've got the NFP coming up on Friday. We had the I think we had the ADP, no, the JOLTS job openings today. Yeah, I think we had the JOLTS job openings figures today. No, it's coming at 4 actually. Yeah, at 4. At 4, we've got another job report, job openings. So be on the lookout for that, yeah. But I haven't really been focusing on the dollar because the dollar and the yen, for me, they're a bit of a mess at the moment. If you look at, where is it? USD JPY. USD JPY, yeah, it's a bit of a mess now for me. I just need to reanalyze it now. You see that? I just need to sit down, reanalyze it, and then we'll see. But from what I see, okay, so remember, the Bank of Japan intervened on the yen, right? When the yen was hitting 162 to the dollar, the Bank of Japan intervened. And this was before the Bank of Japan interest rates and after the FOMC. So that window, after the FOMC and before the Bank of Japan interest rates, that's when the intervention happened, because they saw a perfect window to do that, because the dollar got weak because of the FOMC. So then what happens is that they intervened. Now there is a joint intervention now, a joint intervention from the US and Japan, or the joint intervention for US dollar and Japanese yen. All right. Hence, we're seeing such an aggressive, explosive move towards the downside. So they intervened. So the question that we have now, which I'm still looking for answers for, is that looking at this joint intervention, is this gonna shift the entire structure? Is this gonna change the entire structure now? That's the question. Last time I told you guys, last time when we did analysis, I showed you that I'm still bullish on USD JPY. Even if it goes down, I'm still bullish. All right. So seeing how aggressive this move is, I might just change my outlook on the yen, right? Especially USD JPY. I might just change my outlook. But let's do the technicals here quickly. Now, what do we learn? What are we learning from the technicals? Well, this is what we're learning from the technicals. On the weekly time frame, this sharp reaction happened when price broke above this previous high, right? So this is the structure here. This is the structure. We've got the high, we've got the higher low, all right? And then we have the higher high of the same structure. We've got the higher low of the same structure. So you might say that it's actually moving like this. Moving like this. Right. Great stuff. So something like this. Something like this. All right. So now we've broken the previous high, and then we are getting a sharp move towards the downside. The question is this sharp move going to change the structure? Because if it changes the structure, that means we are getting a double top there. that means we're getting a double top, right? So for me to actually have confirmation of that, what I want is I want at least the weekly or the daily time frame structure to change. So what I mean is this. So this trend here, this trend right here, right? I would want this trend to change before I would consider a reversal. Yeah, I would want this trend to change before I consider a reversal. All right. So I'm just going to draw this just to show you which trend, right? But in actual fact, I'm not really using the channel on this one. So this what's happening right now. Sharp rejection. Seems like price is broken below the support trend line. So from there, any continuation towards the downside, any correction, any retest that forms, then I will consider it. So if the market was to correct here, giving us a continuation pattern, then that is when I will consider this. That's when I'll consider this. At the moment, there are signs, right? Positive signs that we may actually change. There are positive signs that we may actually change the structure at the moment, because you will notice that price has broken below this structure here. This structure right here. We can see what's been happening here, right? Price is below that. So yeah, there are some positive signs we may actually go down. If that's the case, then I will look for a sell all the way down to this low. All the way down to this low. From wherever it is, all the way down to that low, I would look for a sell. So this is basically when I'm looking at the yen, I'm looking at USD JPY. This is what's going through my mind, right? And this is to show you guys that when you analyze the charts, right, it's more than just you drawing lines. It's more than just you drawing lines. Sometimes you need to just look at the charts and just come up with scenarios and situations, right? Look at what's happening now. Look at what happened before price moved to where it is now. All right. So you look at where price is now. You also look at where price is coming from before it went to where it is right now. I spoke about the intervention from the BOJ. All right. That's the reason behind this move. And sometimes you just need to sit down and just think of these scenarios. Right. Think of these scenarios. You don't have to know all of it, right? You don't have to know all of it. Just think of these scenarios and then just sit down and say, if price was to do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, then I'm looking for price to do 1, 2, 3 to confirm what it's gonna do. Like for instance, what I've just shown you right now, if price was to go down, it is going down now, right? I'm not disputing that. But if it's gonna continue going down, right, then I want price to do certain things to confirm to me that it's going to go down. At the moment, it has not done that. It's just aggressively going down. I mean, what's happening right now, I'm looking at the 4 hour, the 1 hour. You see this 1 hour, right? This could be actually what I'm looking for. This could be what I'm looking for. This could be a continuation. Exactly what I'm looking for me to short down, right? My point is, you need to plan your trades before you trade. You need to plan your setups before you trade them. That's actually what I'm trying to say. You need to plan your setups before you trade them. All right. Let me just see what we have here. Yeah, okay. Let me do this. Okay, so USD JPY seems like it's gonna continue going down again. This is now the structure now. Here, this is the structure here. All right. So this structure is a bearish structure. It's creating lower lows and lower highs. So now the idea here would be to look for a lower high to form and then to look for your setups afterwards, right? It seems like we have formed the lower high. Let me look at the 4-hour time frame. Yeah, it seems like we have formed a lower high. Price is bouncing from this structure. So we're going to use this structure to see if we're going to get a lower high. From there on, what I see on the 4-hour time frame, is these two candles. All right. These three candles here, this one, that one, and that one. Before the first red one, right, is the first red one and the two before. What I see here, if you understand your candlesticks, right, I see that spike there, right? So there's nothing significant here, right? I see that spike here. Price still went up and then spiked there. So we've got this spike and that spike, all right? Let me draw that week, these 2 weeks. So now with these candlesticks here, my ideal scenario, my ideal situation, meaning what I would love to see on USD JPY is for the next candles, right, to give us another week towards the upside. So we've got the first week, we've got the second week. I would love to see another week towards the upside. And that week, it must be anywhere within this zone. So let's say, for instance, this candle closes, the current candle closes, all right? It closes maybe like this. The next candle, when it wicks towards the upside, let me do this. When the next candle wicks towards the upside, it doesn't matter whether it's going to wick all the way up or not. So something like this. Let me do this. It doesn't matter whether the wick is going to go there again, right? So that we get another spike there, or it's going to wick this. To me, it doesn't matter, all right? What I would love to see is another wick. And then what this will do is that it's going to give us a reversal. If you know your patterns, this would be a head and shoulder, right? So this is what I would love to see. Again, planning for the trade. You see how you plan for the trade. So if it gives us this week, which tries to spike there, then this will be enough reason for me to look for a short. As it is right now, it's still forming. It has not really, fully formed at the moment. So this is the situation where I would wait. I would have my trading plan next to me. I would have my watch list for the day, for the week next to me. I would write it down. Okay, USD JPY, a possible sell, right? On my journal, I would put in USD JPY, possible sell opportunity. And then I would list down the reasons why I'm looking for a short. On the journal, I would write, I'm seeing this, I'm seeing this, I'm seeing this. I'm seeing this, I'm seeing this, I'm seeing this. All right. And then what I'm gonna write is the confirmations I'm looking for. So I would write down something like this. I'm seeing these candlesticks, what, boom, 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 bam. And then that's it. Whatever I'm writing here will confirm my entry. So then I would wait. So what it's doing, it doesn't matter what it's gonna do. As long as it confirms what I would want to confirm my trade, I'm just waiting now. I'm just waiting. But now the question is, what if it does not confirm? What if it does not do this, right? Does it mean that you are wrong in your planning? You are wrong in your analysis? No, you are not wrong. you're not wrong. The market just did not confirm what you are looking for, which simply means that you need to look for another opportunity, right? But what you're not gonna do is all of a sudden, if this doesn't happen and then price drops, what you wouldn't do is to chase the market. You don't want to chase the market. You want the market to come to you. So this is the market coming to you now, right? If the market drops without doing this and then you enter the trade, you are simply chasing the market. That should simply tell you that the fact that you are chasing the market, that means you don't have a solid plan. A solid plan. All right. So planning around the trade is very important, guys. I'm a big advocate, right? I'm a big advocate of that. We are big advocates of that. Ashley will also tell you that, look, trading plan is very important, right? So let's see what's going to happen, right? Let's see what's going to happen. But it seems like USD JPY is preparing for a continuation down. It may still play around here. It may still play around here, but according to how it looks right now, it seems like it's preparing for one more move down. For one more move down. All right. So yeah, so USD JPY, this is how I would plan around it. All right. Yeah, so there's a big question on this one. There's a big question on this one, right? Is the yen strength gonna change the structure? If not, then you're still gonna get a continuation up. If not, right? But if it's gonna change the structure, then we're gonna go down with it. We're gonna go down with it, right? You look at your CAD yen, your euro yen, right? Look at euro. You look at how strong euro yen is. Everything has just been bullish, right? Euro yen at the moment, it broke this low. It broke this low. It went down to this low. At the moment, it's bouncing from this low, right? This is where the continuation happened. You guys will notice that on these lows, that's where price resumed trading up, right? From this low. It went to this low, price resumed trading up. So it broke those lows, right? So now the question, same question, is this gonna change the structure? If yes, then we're gonna go down with it. And the way I see the weekly time frame, if this is gonna drop, guys, right? If this is gonna drop, then I see this coming back down here to this. You see this zone. Let me just change this color here. You see this zone here. I see this coming back to this zone, right? I'm not gonna say what this zone is, but I see it coming back down to this zone. So which means it could be a nice setup. More than 1,000 pips. It could be a nice setup. Right? It is currently trapped inside this. It is currently trapped inside this. If it breaks out of this, then we're most likely gonna see it going all the way back down here. But first it needs to break the 50 of the Fibonacci, the 61.8 of the Fibonacci. It needs to break these ones first, right? So any move towards the downside, the 50 is a possible target, 61 possible target, and ultimately coming back down to the zone. Ultimately. So that's a question. That is a big question, right? Yo, this move is super strong. So now, excuse me. So now, it's doing what USD JPY is doing, right? You see how it's correcting. We'll see how far this correction will go. It's doing what USD JPY is doing. So same outlook as USD JPY. I would apply it here on Euro JPY. On Euro JPY, let me do this. Yeah, so as it is, I would look for a lower high. I would wait for the market to form a lower high, and then I would take it from there. I'm not sure if this is the lower high exactly. I really don't have enough confirmation of that. Yeah, I don't have proper confirmation of that, meaning price might still try to do this one more time before eventually it drops, right? So these candlesticks here also don't show a reversal on the 4 hour. Yeah, I would wait for the daily candle to close. So I wouldn't do anything. I would wait for the daily candle to close, and then I would take it from there. I think USD JPY also, I would want the daily candle to close to see how it closes. For me, daily candles are very important, right? Daily candles are very important. I want to see the closure of the daily candle before I look for anything. So yeah, I would look at this tomorrow. Today, I wouldn't do anything. All right. But yeah, it seems like we can still go down one more time. CAD JPY as well. CAD JPY. Let me look at CAD JPY. You know, CAD JPY, we have always been bullish. All right. You guys have been here, you guys know, and our target has always been on this top, at the top there. So if this is gonna change, we might not go back to that top anymore, guys. We might not go back to the top anymore if this is gonna change. All right, so that's something we need to be wary of. Yeah, it seems like the yen is still gonna go up a little bit. Seems like it's still gonna strengthen a little bit. So these yen pairs seems like they're gonna fall, meaning the yen gonna continue getting stronger. So yeah, so I would anticipate more downside on all the yen pairs. More downside. The pound yen too, right? You see how the pound yen fell. I would anticipate more downside. More downside. Then it's just a matter of looking for setups. Just a matter of looking for setups. Okay, no, we'll see. So, ladies and gentlemen, wait, we have not looked at gold. How come we have not looked at gold? How come? My goodness. Yeah, no, gold has been misbehaving. It's just been misbehaving. I know. You guys can see what's happening. I think silver the same. Silver should, yeah, no, there we go. They've just been sideways. They've just been sideways. That's interesting. So I'm looking at gold on the 8-hour daily time frame, 8-hour time frame. So the highs and the lows are squeezing price. We've got lower highs and higher lows at the same time, so they are squeezing price. Silver seems like it has broken out of that. It has broken out of that. Yeah, it has broken out of that. Silver. Gold has not broken out of that. So it is squeezing price. It's either we're going to break to the upside or we're going to break to the downside. Right? It's either we're going to break up or we're going to break down. 78.6. 78.6. What if gold is trying to do this? Let me show you guys. What if gold is trying to do this? I'm gonna just show you guys something here real quick. What if it's trying to do this, which is a bet, not a bet, but a crab harmonic pattern. What if it's trying to do this? Anyway, yeah. I think we just need to wait for the break on this one. Whichever direction it breaks, yeah, that is our breakout. If it breaks down, we go down. If it breaks up, we go up. Okay, yeah, it's interesting. So silver, it has already broken, right? So silver here, because of this higher low here, it's going back to the next structure, which is here. Unless it stays and consolidates, unless it does that, but because of this higher low, it seems like it's going back there. Whereas gold just needs to break. Yeah, it just needs to break. Okay, so ladies and gentlemen, this is how things are looking so far. We've gone over Nasdaq, US 30. Nasdaq is breaking out. We've gone over Nasdaq, US 30. We've got where is it? We've got GBP AUD. We've got Euro AUD. Right, so I'm down with these ones. Nasdaq up, US 30 up. So that's what I'm looking at. The dollar pairs, I'm just gonna monitor them this week. I don't think I'm gonna do anything this week. I'm just gonna monitor them, and then I'll see. All right, great stuff. So guys, this is how things are looking. Hope you guys enjoyed. Hope you guys learned. All right, remember, you can always open up an account on our website, tdmarkets.com. Yeah. But I hope you guys learned. Hope you guys enjoyed. Let's see what's going to happen later on. All right, let's see what's going to happen later on. And yeah, we'll catch you later at 6. All right. So from us, that's it. Have a good one. And we'll catch you guys again tomorrow. Not tomorrow, but later at 6. All right. Cheers, everyone.